long day at work. What's happening? Is this thing on? Tell me something. You gotta tell me something. What's happening, viewer? What's on your mind today? I'm hoping this thing's not private today. So it's been a long Monday. Headed work. Headed home. Oh man. Oh, traffic. Yay. I love traffic. This makes my day. When I get to sit behind people going slower than me. I guess that's how it works sometimes. So we're just gonna watch me. We're not gonna say anything. I don't even know who you are unless you say something, but that's all right. If you just want to stare, that's fine too. So I've been trying these live videos and hadn't had much success with it. I usually don't get more than like, one or two viewers, like in a 30-minute period. That's how long it takes me to get home from work. And unfortunate enough for me, my channel is not popular enough yet to get a lot of votes or a lot of likes or a lot of views or any other stuff. So I just turned it on and let it run. I did have a guy say hello one time. Actually, he said, "What's up?" His name was Legendary or something like that. So that was pretty cool that somebody reacted, and I got one like up there now. Oh, my hair's today. I'm having a bad hair day. It was a good work day. Well, it was a long work day, but it was a good work day. I didn't do a whole lot today. And so now I'm sitting still. I love sitting still when I'm behind the wheel. That just makes my day. Yay. So anyway, I had a pretty productive weekend. I went to a football game Saturday. I watched the St. Louis Battlehawks play. Let's see, who did they play? God, I was there. Who did they play? I can't even remember. Must have been not been too exciting, huh? So anyway, we ended up beating the team that we played, and that was pretty cool. Had to give me a minute to get my mind together. I turned this crap down. I hate Guns N' Roses, sorry. Well, that's even worse. Smashing Pumpkins, there we go. So anyway, we played the Houston Roughnecks. That's who it was. Houston Roughnecks. I'm not sure if you're familiar or not, but that's the UHL, which two different leagues came together. There was the XFL and the USFL, and they merged to make one big, they call it the United Football League. So it was the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Houston Roughnecks, and we won that game like 22-6 or 22-8. There was a safety at the end of the game that was pretty cool. The guy went to punt the ball, the punter ran out of the end zone and gave him 2 points. I thought that was pretty classy, but it's there was like 31,900 people there, and so far the St. Louis crowd's done really well with the attendance. We hold the record, and I think if it wasn't for the St. Louis team and the St. Louis fans in the stands, they're kind of riding on our back, you know, keeping the league alive. I think they average about 5,000 or 6,000 people at the other stadiums and arenas where they play. Now this is kind of like the NFL, but these guys, most of them, you know, had good college careers, and they were like on, you know, practice squads or sat the bench a lot on teams that they were drafted by, so they decided just to play football because that's what they love to do. And it's not about the money for these guys, it's about the love of the game. It makes it real cool. So you guys get a chance, anytime you get a chance, if you tune in to the UFL, they got a website, it's theufl.com. You can go there and kind of get news and things like that on the teams and see what's going on in the league. We're on week 6 so far. The St. Louis Battlehawks, which is where I'm at, so they're 5-1. The only team that's undefeated still is the Birmingham Stallions, and they've been the champions for the last couple of years. I guess I bored people to death because both of my viewers left. Oh well. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on in my neck of the woods. I guess nobody wants to talk ball. Yeah, so, well, I got 2 viewers and 1 like out of the deal. That's pretty good. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and ride along here for a minute until somebody else shows up. Ask them what's on their mind today. Because I really don't have a whole lot to talk about other than, you know, what's going on in the world. I don't really know. I usually watch a guy in the morning named Mike the Patriot, but I didn't watch him today. I watched him for about a half hour. He does a lot of financial news and things like that. What's up, viewer? So I'm driving home from work. I had a couple of people watching a minute ago. I was talking about football, but I guess they weren't very interested in what I had to say, so they took off. So whatever's on your mind, just put a comment down there and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind, because I don't have a lot on my mind today. Other than it's kind of a long day today. And I guess I'll explain to you like I did to them. I've been trying to get this channel, you know, up and running. Actually, I'm already running. I've got quite a few videos. I've done some live videos, but I just, for some reason, I don't get a lot of interactions. And I did have 1 person like already, and now you're watching me talk. So I'll be happy to talk about anything that's on your mind. How's it going? Checking in from San Diego. San Diego, wow. That's pretty cool. You know, I was in the Naval Training Center out there in 1992, Camp Nimitz is what they call it. I don't know if you know where that's at or not, but well, welcome to my world. I'm actually in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm driving home from O'Fallon, Missouri to St. Louis this evening. I just got off work about 10 minutes ago, and I'm taking off and going home. So let's see, Eyes of the Beholder. Oh, that's a cool name. Is that like a Metallica reference, if you're still there? Right on. Okay, cool. So anyway, that's like one of my favorite songs by Metallica, by the way. Eye of the Beholder. But as I said, man, I've been man or woman, I'm not sure what you are, but I try not to I try not to offend anybody if I can help it. But anyway, like I said, I've been trying to get this this channel kind of motivated, and I've been doing fairly decent with some of the views and things I've gotten, but it's hard to keep people interested. You know, with live videos. I've done 3 or 4 live videos. It's something that's kind of new. I see a lot of you have to put it all on chat. Okay, is that something I need to do on my end? I mean, I don't, like I said, I'm new at this, so I don't really know what's going on, and I don't know how to put it all on chat. Can you help me out? Sorry, I'm kind of new at this. I know how to do videos and post them. I know how to put like music to them and things like that. But I'm not really sure, how to set all this up. But if you just maybe comment down there, that'd be cool. But anyway, like I said, I'm on my way to St. Louis from O'Fallon. It takes about 35 minutes, Missouri that is. And there's two different ways I go home usually. I usually go Interstate 70 east, but there's a lot of construction going on these days. So I'm on a, what they call a Page extension, which is like an outer loop around the, goes out through the country. Well, it's not really country, it's kind of suburb. And then I'll cross over the Missouri River, and then I'm home. But anyway, I was talking earlier to some guys, I guess guys or girls, about football this weekend. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the UFL. We have a team here called the St. Louis Battlehawks, and I went to one of their games. They were playing a team from Houston called the Roughnecks. That was pretty cool. I went to see that. It's always a good time. Everybody has fun at the stadium. And then the rest of my weekend, I watched games. I was watching the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team. They're in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They were playing against the New York Rangers, and they lost. But it's all entertainment anyway. So this is what I do, man. I just drive home and try and get there in one piece if I can help it. So how's things out there? Are you still in San Diego? Are you still the one I'm talking to here? Eyes of the Beholder? Maybe eyes left. I don't know. I have to kind of pay attention to two things here at once. I'm pretty decent at multitasking, so if have anything else you'd like to talk about, then let me know. If not, I end up usually just rambling on about absolutely nothing. I try to stay away from politics and religion if I can help it. Those seems to be two of the things that really turn people off these days. Politics and religion have ruined these friends, acquaintances, and anything else. So I try to stay away from those subjects if I can help it. But it's a beautiful day out today. I don't know, it's probably in the low 80s. I like this time of year. It's not too humid. Let's see if I can turn this camera around and I'll show you. Yeah, so we got nice poofy clouds out today. Stuff like that. But anyway, I like this time of year because when people cut the grass, it smells good, and the birds are out and singing and stuff like that. I don't have to worry about bundling up before I go outside. I hate bundling up. That's just one of those things I don't like doing. It seems kind of pointless to put on so many clothes to go outside, but I live in that part of the country, so that's what I do. But anyway, like I said, Sunday I was watching more games. So I watched the Renegades. They were playing the Panthers, UFL, United Football League, and that's kind of a spring league. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, but so the Renegade team hasn't won a game at all yet this season. The other team was like 2-3 or 3-2 or something. So I guess they're like a 500. Have a 500 record now. They're 3-3 anyway. And was kind of pulling for the Renegades. They played us a couple of weeks ago here in St. Louis, and it was a real close game. But let's see. I guess you can see my chat. Yeah, I can see your chat. Well, I can see you down there. If the holder, if you're still there. Are you still there? Who's on here now? That'll help me out in figuring out who I'm talking to. Or can you not see me? Is that what it is? Or can Can you not comment? What is it? What is it telling you? If you try to comment, anybody? Hello, anybody there? Is there anybody out there? I was a Cowboy fan. Yeah, I was a Green Bay Packers fan for many years. And speaking of Cowboys, I watched them back in the 80s and 90s, and I think one of my all-time favorite players is Emmitt Smith. Believe it or not, even though I've been a Packers fan since I was a kid. But yeah, I don't watch the NFL anymore. I don't know. It just became too commercialized, and they got politics involved in it. When that whole Colin Kaepernick thing happened, so I just quit watching it altogether. But the spring league is pretty cool if you're a football fan. And I'm not sure if you've watched the UFL or not. What they did is they took the Vince McMahon XFL. I know that I'm not sure how old you are, but in the early 2000s, I think it was 2001, 2002, there was the XFL League, and it was organized by Vince McMahon of the WWE wrestling, what was that, WWF at that time. But they were like a one season and done, and then they reintroduced them again in 2020. But then, of course, with the 2020, that was when COVID came along. So there was only, I think, 3 games. Well, it was actually like 5 games. I think I saw at home in St. Louis. And then, of course, they disbanded because of the COVID, and they shut everything down and all that stuff. Okay, so in 2023, they came back and they were able to play a full season, but they were just the XFL at that time. And the St. Louis Battlehawks were our team again, so I went to a few games. I'm a season ticket holder this year, but there's only like 6 or 7 home games this year. So, and then they're gonna have the championship game here in St. Louis. We've been able to keep our crowds up, right around 30,000 people show up for these games. The first game of the season, we had like 41,400 people or something like that, which was really cool because, St. Louis is a big sports market. But anyway, getting back, then you had the USFL, also a spring league, and I think maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who was he's kind of like the CEO of the XFL, and some lady named Garcia, I think was her last name, got together with whoever owns, I guess the USFL is like a minor league for the NFL or something. But anyway, so they took the 2 leagues and put them together, and they call them now the UFL, which is the Unified Football League. And what they did is they took the 3 best teams, I think, from the USFL, and they took the championship team, and then the top 3 teams or 4 teams. Let's see, there are 8 teams altogether. So they took the 5 top teams from the XFL League. There were only 2 teams that didn't make it. That was the Guardians. They were from Orlando, I believe, and then you had the Seattle Dragons. So they didn't make the cut. But anyway, so there's 8 teams, and they moved the Houston Roughnecks. They moved them over from the XFL division to the USFL division. But it's all still, the UFL. It's the UFL. They've got a website. It's theufl.com. You can go check it out there. I do like Metallica, although our channel name is from Twilight Zone episode. Okay, cool. I'm more of an Iron Maiden fan myself. I like a lot of the newer stuff. I like Iron Maiden is probably my favorite band, and Metallica is in there along with Megadeth and Static X and a few of those other bands like that. Yes, it's still insane. No, I'm not in San Diego anymore. I live in Missouri now. I'm actually from North Carolina. I went in the Navy in 1992 and went to Camp Lim in San Diego. That's where I did my basic training. But then I moved back home after I got out of the Navy to North Carolina, and I moved here to Missouri in 2010. I've been here ever since. So I haven't been back to California since then, but I have done a lot of traveling though. I've traveled pretty much like the whole entire southeastern United States on vacation, things like that. So that's been you know, pretty good experience. But I like a lot of bands. There's a new band. Well, they're not really new. They've been around for quite a while. They're from Los Angeles. You may have heard of them being out in that area. They're called Raven Black. They're, I guess, what they call the So Beautiful Here out in Missouri or in North Carolina. Okay, I guess it'll take a minute for you to answer me. But anyway, Raven Black is a really good band. I guess they call themselves like the Dark Metal Carnival or something like that. So they're kind of along the lines of like Static X and Mushroom Head and Death Division. I've seen them quite a few times. You know, play around. I went to Springfield, Missouri last year to see them. Not familiar with the UFL. Yeah, if you look on their website, theufl.com, I'm not sure if you're on a phone or on a computer, but you can look and see kind of what they're about, and it's actually pretty neat, man, because like after the regular football season in the NFL, you don't have to wait so long, you know, to get that taste for that contact sport that everybody loves so much, and it gives the people opportunity to get acclimated again, especially those that, you know, want to get away from the, you know, glitz and glamour and all that stuff of the NFL. Die-hard NFL fans that decided to leave after that whole Colin Kaepernick thing. Guys, you know, they don't make a lot of money, but they just play because they love the game, and I think that's what's so good. It's 2020, but they've only actually played 3 seasons. They're in the 3rd season now, and it's pretty exciting. You know, these are guys, like I said, that were, you know, like our quarterback, AJ McCarron. I think he played at like Indiana or Oklahoma or something like that, and he went and played for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he was a backup quarterback there, and he didn't get much play time, but he likes the game and he wants to play, and he's like our #1 quarterback now. And then we've got some other people that, you know, are really good. They just didn't, for some reason, they just didn't make the cuts with some of the pro teams. Maybe they didn't have the right, you know, skills or whatever for their position. And, you know, we've got guys too that, you know, are older. I mean, they still have the ability to play football. They're just a little older. I think the average age of somebody that should be playing football, or, you know, by the time they retire, is like 30 or 32. And some of these guys are a little older than that, you know, but they still have a lot of fun. And it's really competitive, because, you know, you see a lot more mistakes and penalties and things like that, but you know, that's because these guys, I guess their nerves get to them or whatever, and they're just really excited about doing what they do. So that's just something to think about, you know, if you sit down sometime. They should have some stuff and some games on like YouTube or BitChute or whatever it's called. Maybe on Rumble. There might be some games on Rumble. You met Jerry Jones. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I haven't really, myself, I've never really met any, I don't guess what you would call like coaches or anybody famous. And as far as football goes, well, when I was in Charlotte, Well, no, I take that back because I was a Green Bay Packers fan, and I went to a couple of the games when the Panthers played the Packers at Ericsson Stadium in Charlotte. And when Reggie White left the Green Bay Packers and started playing for the Panthers, they had a practice day. It was like a family open forum type day where they, were going through drills and things, and it was like a fan appreciation day, I think is what they were calling it. And Reggie White signed a mini helmet for me. Now, I didn't actually get to see him, like face to face. I had a stepson at that time that took my helmet down and had Reggie sign it and brought it back to me. But as far as like other players or coaches or anything like that, I never met any, as far as football players go. But by trade, I'm an electrician, and I did a lot of work around like Charlotte and the Cornelius and area, which is in Concord, which is up around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And I met quite a few of the drivers, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Rick Mears or Casey Mears. I met Jimmy Johnson one time, and then of course wrestling was really big in that area too. So I used to meet a lot of the wrestlers. They would all go to the same restaurant, like after the matches or whatever. It was really cool. I met like Ric Flair, let's see here, Paul Jones, Ricky Steamboat. I went to school with Ivan Koloff's son. I'm not sure if you know who these people are or not. But that was always really interesting to go see these guys, they fight each other tooth and nail at the arena, and then they get home and they leave the matches or whatever, and they go eat, and they're all sitting around palling together. That was pretty cool. How old are you, Eyes of the Beholder? I'll give you a minute there. I see we had another viewer, I guess. Are you still there? Okay, well, anyway, so yeah, I met a lot of the wrestlers when I was a kid in the old Charlotte Coliseum, which is now Bojangles Arena. They used to have matches on Sunday afternoons, and it was like $3 to get in. So my mom would give me $3 and send me to the wrestling matches every Sunday that they had them there anyway. Excuse me. I had to wet my whistle. Anyway, and then when I came to St. Louis, I wasn't a real huge hockey fan, but we had a mall in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was called Eastland Mall, and they had a hockey rink. It was a 3-level mall. They had a hockey rink dead in the middle, and a lot of the kids used to play there. They had like youth league hockey, for boys and girls, and then they had a lot of the up and coming figure skating people that did figure skating would skate there, and then they had open skates for people to go and stuff like that. So let's see here, your chat has a lag time. I'm sorry about that. It's probably because I'm driving. I may not be on my Wi-Fi, I'm not really sure, but anyway, we had that hockey rink at Eastland Mall in Charlotte, and I never really got to, I don't know, I just really never got into hockey, but I guess it's because I didn't know the rules. And at that time I was an 80s kid, so I did a lot of partying and stuff. I like concerts and things like that better. So when I moved here to St. Louis, the girl I got involved with, she was a huge hockey fan, and here we have the St. Louis Blues. And so I got into hockey. We watched, like, the first year I was here was in 2010, and that was during the playoffs, and I think the Blackhawks were in it or somebody like that. I don't even remember, but the next season she had a friend that knew somebody that played for the Blues and got free tickets for the game. And he called us on the phone. He was like, "Hey, man, do you want to go to a hockey game?" And we were like, "Oh, yeah, cool. That'd be awesome." So we went to see the St. Louis Blues played the Nashville Predators here at home. And we were sitting 8 rows off the ice, kind of in the corner at the goal that we shot at twice. And, you know, I thought it was pretty cool. And then all it took really was like one hit in the corner and I was hooked. So the next season, St. Louis Blues, I bought season tickets for all the home games anyway. It was like 23 games or something like that. And during that time, you know, you get a lot of the perks and things that go along with being a season ticket holder. So I started meeting all these hockey players. You know, I met like TJ Oshie and Brett Hull and Bobby Plager, and I mean, like all these big names. So that was like really one of the coolest things. And then a couple of years later, I think it was like 2013, we had a minor league team that played called the St. Charles Chill, and they were from St. Charles, Missouri, or based out of St. Charles, Missouri anyway. And it was a one and done season, but you know, all the players, all the guys were really cool, and I was a season ticket holder as well. So we used to get together with, you know, like some of the players after the games, and we would stand around and talk and all that kind of stuff. And they had some of the players, like they had 2 players after each game that would go to these tables, and they would sign autographs and talk to you and things like that. So I got to meet a lot of those guys. And then they had the hockey jersey auctions, and I bought quite a few of those. But we started following the team around. So we would go, I'm done with the NFL. Yeah, me too. I'll check out the UFL. Yeah, do that. Absolutely. But anyway, I would travel around to some of the other places that the other teams are from. So I've been to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been to Peoria, Illinois, Evansville, Indiana. I went out to Kansas City to watch them play out there. Wichita, Kansas, and that was a league called the CFL, which was the CHL was the Central Hockey League at that time. Now that league has been disbanded since then. But a lot of those players, you know, played for other teams, you know, around. So like a lot of them went to Evansville and Peoria, which are, you know, within driving distance. So I would go to Peoria and Evansville to see games every now and then. And then there's like a group of us that were all season ticket holders that all sat together at these games in St. Charles, and then we would all travel together. So some of us still get together and do things. So we still go on road trips every now and then for hockey games. We haven't been to Tulsa in quite a while, but I think the last game we went to out of town was to Evansville, Indiana, and that's where the Thunderbolts play, which they are, I believe they're ECHL or they're SPHL. I don't remember which, but because the leagues changed so much, you know, so it's really hard to keep up with, you know, what the league is and where the players are at and that kind of thing. But a lot of the players, you know, I guess hockey takes a toll on your body. So a lot of the players that were on this St. Charles Chill hockey team, they don't play hockey anymore. A lot of them, you know, are got into insurance sales, or you know, they've opened up businesses. They made just enough, you know, to kind of survive and things like that. So they found other things to do, you know, which were, I guess, were kind of lucrative for them. You know, it's like hockey was a second-hand career, and then they carried on with their normal life. But it's really interesting, to see these guys come up through the ranks, and they're all hopeful that one day they'd play in the NHL. And but knowing some of them on a personal level is even better. So anyway, well, I'm almost home, so I'm getting ready to cut this thing off. Oh, you're 47. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm 55. I just turned 55. But anyway, I'm almost home. So I'll be on tomorrow about this same time if you want to, stop in and check with me and see how things are going. Like I said, I'm trying to get kind of I don't want to say famous. That's not what I'm after. I just, and I don't really care about people subscribing to my page, and I really don't care about, being monetized and all that. This is just something that I wanted to do, for fun, basically. I've got 226 followers right now. I'd like to get up around 500 or so. That'd be pretty cool. So, anything has changed a lot. Yeah, boxing has really come a long way. I'm not really into the fighting thing, but isn't Mike Tyson supposed to fight this Eric Paul or something Paul kid this month? What is his name? Something Paul. I tell you, I hope Tyson tears him apart. Now, Tyson, when he was young, fighting. I think the last fight that I actually sat down and watched was Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. If that tells you how long it's been since I've watched boxing. But anyway, as a beholder, hey man, it's nice speaking with you. Like I said, I'll be on around the same time tomorrow if you want to stop in and say hello. We're going to say goodbye now. I'm home. Peace and love, and have a good night.